Welcome to my YouTube channel Shankhanath. Due to the present COVID situation, there has been a debate about that no political party is worth governing this country. From that came this idea in my mind that whenever any Mumbai footbridge collapses, we call army. Floods, earthquake situation going out of hand, we again take help of army. Indian national needing to be evacuated from outside our country, the Air Force aircrafts are requisite. The COVID situation goes beyond control, we call the army medicos and the entire army to help out. One thing sure, I am just not against using the defense forces in emergencies. What I am talking about is whenever there is an emergent situation, we remember the defense forces. It should be done. In emergencies, the defense forces should be called. See the situation right now only. The military presently is addressing both the major contemporary threats of India, that is security and health. Health poses the immediate emergency, as we know. Let me tell you that this is not the primary task of defense forces, and they do not, I repeat, do not specialize in such tasks. Then why a democratic country depends on defense forces to help them in need? A question which needs a concrete answer. It's because of their confidence, that is the nation's confidence and the government confidence in the work culture of the forces. Being a disciplined, honest, patriotic force, you and above all a secular, and just not by the definition, actually a secular force. Defense forces is considered to be mantra for success in any of the situation. Now, today's subject, I am not talking about interference of defense forces, active defense forces in politics. I am talking about the manpower which comes out, that is the retired defense forces, who have the same qualities which are sought for when they are in service. Why after retirement these personnel from the same forces are not considered worthy to be utilized in all important government administrative department or certain portfolios? Why don't the different political parties, whichever they are, utilize their expertise and take them in their fold so that they get a good governance? In the present circumstances, when politicians, irrespective of parties, are not proving to be administratively effective, yes, the situation is difficult. COVID is not a situation which can be handled so easily, but they are administratively inefficient. And that is why one is compelled to think about the role of retired defense personnel in administration and even in politics. What difference it would have made administratively if certain defense personnel were there in certain parties or ministers or MLAs or MPs with different parties, needs to be thought of. In 2024, all this going to play a crucial role, and nota, if excised by people, that is not voting at all, to any candidate as he is not found worthy, and nota option is selected by majority, then there is an alternative which will be desirable, and that will be good for reviving good politics. What better option than retired defense personnel is my query to you all. To understand this aspect, we need to first understand why defense personnel are different than their civilian counterparts, and you only make a decision whether they are different or not. But as of now, the way the jobs whichever are handed over to them, it is because of the confidence in them, because of the qualities which I just mentioned in the beginning. So, how they will make a difference if they join a mainstream politics needs to be studied well. So let's see. First and foremost, the defense forces is only service in this country where there are no reservations during the selection and even in promotions. Personnel who are selected don't use their caste or religion to get selected. In short, they are not using the support of caste and are not used to securing job like in other fields. In all other fields, in government offices, in education institutions, fourth generation have been availing these reservations for education, for seeking government job, for promotions, and many right time to do so. Anyway, reservations is a subject in itself and it's different, and I am not interested in dealing about it now. But one thing I will like to reiterate here is the selection in defense forces is based on merit and of course possessing the basic qualities like honesty, integrity, patriotism, courage, social adjustment and effectiveness, and yes, secularism is mandatory. Therefore, no undeserving candidate has got any scope in defense forces. The selection is only and only on merit. These qualities which I just mentioned are further strengthened during the training, and that is why we find the defense forces personnel slightly different from the citizens of this country. All can be same. However, the selection procedure for the job needs to be changed. Secondly, the defense personnel are trained to lead from front during all the crises. They are always ready with a solution for emergencies which are likely to come. That means they do plan in advance. They are trained in optimal utilization of the resources which are available to them and still complete the task. They react in emergencies very well without panicking, and thus they are always ready to face emergencies, even emergencies like COVID, which we have seen. Most important aspect of their life is they are ready to sacrifice for their country, and personal gains, the importance given is very less, and their personal gains are secondary to them. So with such a training during their career as defense forces personnel, post-retirement also it remains the same. So utilizing such a dedicated and educated and administratively capable force is an important aspect, and we should think about it. Can you get better person than defense forces to lead in such crises like COVID, which are going to be more frequent year after? Then one may think that why India is not ready to include this force, retired force of defense personnel for administrative as well as political fields. Why don't political parties welcome and accommodate them in their fold if they feel that they are a good force in reckoning. The choice is not made at greater military effectiveness because it is perceived, and I repeat, it is perceived as possible militarization of the polity. That is why military effectiveness is not brought in. Now, why this thinking? This thinking is because of our neighbor. In Pakistan, such situation has been prevalent right from their independence. The military has got a major role to play in their governance, and Indian polity is always worried about this aspect. That is what is my reading. However, according to me, in India, the danger of militarization will remain restrained, and it will remain definitely restrained as long as government never uses the military to score domestic political points. And here we are talking about retired defense personnel being used, so this danger is reduced further. So therefore, I like to say that if this principle is embraced and maintained, the danger of militarization is reduced substantially, and we need not worry at all that democracy can be in danger. Will the Indian military ever join hands with politicians to undermine democracy? The answer to this question is a big no. But a patriotic, honest, disciplined lot is kept at bay by the politicians by not giving them any role in administrative duties as well as in politics. And the ghost of militarization or military takeover is always raised to stop even the retired military person getting into administration and polity. It is no coincidence that political heads of several defense ministries and government across the world, I am telling you across the world, are using people who have worn uniform earlier. They are using their gained experience in running their country. The examples are many. The countries which I am naming, the defense minister of those countries are mostly military personnel. US, Russia, UK, China of course, but somebody may object by saying that China is a communist country, therefore military are included. So we can leave them aside. But these Western countries also use retired military person because of the qualities they possess. Therefore, we need to think, and the thinking should start from at least nominating or making a military background person the defense minister of this country. At present, politics is dependent on creating vote bank based on caste and money power. Entry of defense person, mind you, will control this both, because this lot is not money oriented as well as they do not believe in any caste or religious divide. They are secular people. Defense background, moreover, brings in discipline and honesty. And this discipline and honesty will be brought in within the system, which will help the present political situation to change. Is this the same reason why the politicians don't want the military person included in their parties? Is their survival at stake, because of the disciplined and honest lot of defense personnel, retired defense personnel coming into political fold? Maybe. Use of nota, as I said earlier also, because of lack of choice, is likely to be a major problem in electoral politics very soon. That is when country votes in 2024. Therefore, defense personnel need to consider joining the political parties of their choice, or even I will suggest to give a very good alternative to people. The number of officers and soldiers who have retired in this country is phenomenal. They have their own setup which will give alternative to the present political system, and people will have a choice and a better choice to that. The beginning, as I said earlier also, can be by India having a politician with a military background to be heading at least the Ministry of Defense. That is, he should be made the defense minister at least. And we do have such officers, soldiers in certain political parties, or rather every political party. So this has to be experimented and seen whether it works. Such move, according to me, is highly desirable, and there are various reasons for this. The first and foremost is the defense ministry. If he has a military background person, then he will be very useful to mastermind the direction and the pace of military preparation in the present volatile environment, even while steering reforms. His knowledge of defense will definitely help in taking ahead the country, acquiring the required weapon systems, and steering the country in the right direction. As I said earlier, there are two main crises as of now. One is security and other is health. The health is being looked after, but the security is going to remain there. That is why choice of ex-military personnel as defense minister is a must, and that will give a good idea whether what suggestions I have given, that is military personnel, defense personnel retired, being in political system. Retired defense officers and soldiers definitely need to join the mainstream politics if we want to improve the standard of administration and polity. It is really gone down, deteriorated, and people are losing faith. There cannot be a better alternative for this failing system of present political system, you can say. The very basic criteria of selection, which select best, thereafter a good standard of training is given to them, and they have a vast experience in administration and governments, are the retired defense officers. From selection to training to work, they are in an excellent system and they do very well. Therefore, I want to reiterate that using this dedicated force will be very, very beneficial to our country. And in the present circumstances, even the defense personnel, the retired defense personnel, that is officers and soldiers, to think of creating an alternative by joining the politics. Because all this training and experience should not go waste, because it amounts to a national waste. Then my appeal to all these people is, what are we waiting for? Today, India has almost a population of 60% of youths. These youths can do wonders to the progress of a country. What they need is good guidance, good governance, good administration, and good opportunities. And all this can be presented very well by defense personnel. And that too, here I am talking about the retired defense personnel. So, let's consider ourselves to be an alternative to the present political structure. And we need to get into the mainstream politics. Then only whatever changes we keep talking about in our WhatsApp group can be definitely implemented actually. So, I think this is the right movement to make a move, and I am sure few of the retired defense personnel have already made the move and they are moving ahead well, and they have proved to be doing very good. We need more and more people like this to make this country of ours, which is the biggest democracy, more strong and administratively give good governance for the sake of citizens of this country. If you have liked my video, please subscribe to my channel Shankhnath. Please give me your comments and likes too. Thank you and Jai Hind.